Hi, welcome back to TalkRx with Dr. Neha, or if you're a first-time viewer, welcome. What happens is each week I bring a brave guest, some brave soul who's willing to ask a question, have a dialogue with me where we can kind of explore what it would be like behind the scenes in a coaching call, but it's kind of a little bit public with all of you. So thank you, Marissa, for volunteering and not knowing what's coming.
Yes.
But trusting yourself enough to be curious.
Yes, thank you for having me here.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
I'm very, very excited.
So tell me, give me a little bit about you and what's going on for you.
This year has been very interesting. I've things that were on my to-do list, important things, personal things. I've checked them, most of them, including having my two sons, which one is 30 and the other one is 22. They're both of them are doing great, and I feel very accomplished in that way. And I feel that I arrived at a point in my life where I can do anything I want to.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And I feel internally that I'm very in tune with my emotional intuition. So I pay attention and I try to allow the answers and go with the flow.
Yeah.
Which means that now I'm taking a huge decision in terms of my long-term career. I'm shifting. I'm leaving my previous job where I've been 2.5 years.
Is that the Kundalini yoga?
No, that's a management position at a firm.
Okay.
And it has nothing to do with yoga. I teach private classes. I don't teach too many because I have a full-time job.
Yeah. The job gets in the way.
Yes.
And some of you may be noticing, does your job get in the way of what your passion is, right?
Correct. And so, I'm not a spring chicken.
You look incredible.
And so I'm thinking, if I'm going to invest all this energy to keep accomplishing things in the corporate world, wouldn't I rather invest all this energy into my passion, my calling? And so I'm taking that risk. And so I'm leaving my job, my secure job, to manifest.
Yes.
A job that is more in tune with my inspiration and my values and so I'm anxious, I'm excited, but I don't know if I'm the only one or a lot of people are doing this right now at my age.
So first of all, right, like everybody out there is going to be clapping because it takes so much bravery and courage, right? And listen, young, old, like these are words. It's really about, I think at any age, to feel alive in your heart is what you're describing. There's an aliveness in you that doesn't have a stamp, a date stamp, an age stamp, and anything stamp. It's the goal of why we're alive.
Correct.
And you feel that, right? And I would argue as a physician, something that would ever make you younger would be that aliveness, that vitality, that, that part of you that feels alive and healthy. And we're talking much more than a chronological age.
Yes.
And so tell me what your dream is. Tell me what your dream is that you'd like to create.
Well, I would love to find an opportunity where I can apply everything that my background is eclectic. So I worked in the TV industry and event management and the arts, but I love connecting with my students and creating that space for them to find that transition in them where they can connect. Yeah. That's what I'm really into. I would love to, volunteer and give my yoga classes for homeless kids in San Diego. That's what I would love to do.
Wow.
But I don't have the resources to give my skill for free because I need to eat.
Yeah.
So that's what I would love to be able to create something where I can, provide the services and maybe create a community of teachers that we would be able to reach out to the homeless kids and the orphans in San Diego. Give them yoga, meditation.
So tell me how would they benefit if they were able to have yoga and meditation? Orphans and the homeless, how would they benefit?
it's enabling them or allowing them to realize that everything is in them, regardless of the lack of resources, emotional, material, or psychological. They've been through a lot. You know, I come from a very challenging childhood, and I went through that journey that I've been through. That's why I'm inspired to, to guide people to realize that it's all in you. You don't need the outside. You just need to align yourself and find that energy within you, and the world will start responding to what it is, whatever it is that you have within you, your gift.
Yeah.
And
so it sounds like hope.
Yes.
Hope is what you seem to want to give them. It's what you seem to have needed at that time.
Hope and certainty that, and personal power.
Yeah.
Good power. Good power.
Wow. So on so many levels, like such a beautiful mission, right? And I think, each one of us inside of us has that thing that moves us, right? And just like you explained, something about the way you were raised and the difficulties you went through has inspired you to now want to give this to others. And then you made a very important comment, which is, I need to eat and take care of myself before I do that. Well, my dream would be to give it to them for free, right? I need to do that, but I'm hoping to, and I like your creativity, team up with some other yoga instructors and do this. So one thing's for sure, we can't give to other people until we are full. And from that place, we're giving without wanting anything back, right? And so I think the most important thing is, how is it that you are going to help yourself be full so you're giving from a really authentic place of giving, right? And then the second question I had was, when you were in their shoes or some version of their shoes, would you have been able to hear someone who wanted to have you do yoga?
Oh, yes.
You would have been able to hear them. And how would you have been, like, what would have been the gateway in?
I would have loved to have an adult that was treating me with, that was able to create that trust, relationship, that communication, so that I could, okay, I'll go along.
Like a role model.
Yes, I didn't have that. And so all the adults that were surrounding me, they were in their own crisis and in their own egos.
Yeah.
And so there was, I had to break through and make my own way. But I would have loved to have an adult there to tell me, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Let's do this, right?
Yeah.
I want to tell them, you're going to be fine. Trust me, you're going to be fine. And listen to them. I think it's really important to listen to young people instead of jumping in and giving advice immediately without listening to them and establishing rapport and trust first.
So that's beautiful. So tell me, how are you going to fill you so that when you are giving to them, you're doing it from an authentic place? What do you need?
Material, resources for sure. How am I going to manifest them? I'm not sure. I'm creating a plan. I'm establishing my yoga website again and developing, some different types of trainings and workshops where, income could come. And I feel pretty full in terms of emotional and spiritual and the love that I feel inside me. So I think it's going to happen. But I don't know. I feel women my age, again, going back to the age, but maybe it's not the age, but completing this circle of raising the boys and accomplishing things at the corporate world, and now, being at the point where, okay, I feel, accomplished, and I want to give more in a different way. I'm going to take the risk of maybe not pursuing that career in the office corporate world because I really want to develop all this that I've been waiting for because I've been taking care of the boys. So now I'm ready, and I want to go. I don't know if a lot of women are,
So
it's an interesting
what question
stage.
would you ask? Tell me, what question do you want to know? Because I would actually say to you, to finish this statement, the reason right now is the perfect time for me, not a year earlier. The reason right now is the perfect time for me to be embarking on this is why?
I feel ready.
Yes, and you've probably
I feel
enjoyed
ready.
your boys and doing all of it. They needed you, and so now is the right time because you've mentioned age a few times, and do you notice how that keeps creeping up? There's something about like, oh, I'm too old or I'm too whatever it is, right? It's not true. So what is it that you need right now to take your next step?
Just stay in the moment.
And trust.
Yes. Stay in the moment and trust. I think it's gonna, I know it's going to happen. I have this certainty. It gives me a little, it's always, uncertainty always generates anxiety because, the mind needs to know what's going to happen. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to stand by. I've planted my seeds and now I'm, just holding this space for the harvest.
I love it.
And I've seen that coming throughout the year. Many things have been happening, including the house where I'm living right now with an ocean view, and I'm going, oh my God.
Yeah, you're seeing the signs.
And so I feel internally, I feel ready, and I trust.
That's so beautiful. Well, one thing I say about anxiety is an attempt to control the future. Right? You start getting crazy. What if? And trust that you just described is how you turn that around. Right?
Yes.
And I think you're already doing it.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your honesty.
Thank you for listening.
So for any of you that know that there's an excuse you run in your head so you won't reach your dreams, whether it's that you're too young, you don't have enough experience, you're too old, you're too, strong, too weak, too thin, too fat. I don't know what your excuse is, but whatever it is, it's not true. So what I know is Marissa's going to do amazing. And it's because of that self-trust piece. That beautiful, I know, I might not know the answer, but I know the next step. What's your next step? So thank you for joining us this week. And until next week, I'd love you to write some comments below or hashtag Ask Dr. Neha is another way. Drop me a tweet. AskDoctorNeha. I'll see you next week.